Okay, so let's try the next coding exercise. So open the leetcode.com and go to the program section. And we have the question number 383. Hit enter. So there is a question ransom note. It is the easy category question. So click on it. So let's read the question. So given two string, ransom note and magazine. So we have two strings are given, right? And we need to return true or false. But on what basis? If ransom note can be constructed by using the letters from the magazine. Otherwise, we need to return false. So what they said is, let's suppose we have one string, we have the another string. So can this ransom note string will be constructed from these letters, right? So we need one A. Do we have A in this? No. So we are returning false. So let's look at the some big question, or like let's do these examples. So we need to construct AA from these letters. So we need two A, but it has one A. So it should return false. We need two A, it has two A. So from these letters, like this ransom note can be constructed, it has one extra letter B, that doesn't matter, because we need to find whether this string ransom note string can be constructed using the letters from the magazine, right? So magazine can contains extra letter, that is perfectly fine, but can this string can be constructed, right? So let's look at the big example. So let's suppose we have two string. One is AABEDC, that is a ransom note. One is magazine BBECCDA. So how we are going to check whether ransom note can be created using the magazine string, like this string magazine one? So what exactly we need? We need, if we need two A, these two A should be existing. This, if we need one B, this, like all the letters, whatever we need, it should be in this. So what we can do is, the first approach come in the mind is we can create a two dictionary. All right. So one dictionary for ransom note and one dictionary for the magazine. So let's suppose A contains two, B has one time, D is one time, E is one time, C is one time. Similarly, for the magazine, B occurs two times, E occurs one time, C occurs two times, D occurs one time, A occurs two times. Okay. Then we need to construct this string ransom node. Then we need to construct this string ransom node, and we need to find. So what we will check? Okay, we will iterate over here. So we need two A. Do we have the two A? Yes. Okay. We need one B. Do we have the at least one B? Yes. We need one D. Do we have one D? Yes. We need one E. Do we have at least one E? Yes. We need one C. Do we have at least one C? Yes. Then we are going to return true. All right. So this is a straightforward question. Nothing much as different. All right. So first approach is we can create a two hash map. Let's try to create a two hash map. So okay. So one hash map is for the ransom ransom note hash map, and other is for the magazine. Right? And how you are going to create a hash map? We have to just iterate over the strings, character by character, and we need to do the entry into this dictionary. So for char in ransom note, right? Then ransom note of char is equal to ransom note dot get char comma 0 plus 1. So by this way we are going to create a dictionary. You can do if else condition, but using this like within a one line we can do that. Similarly, we can do for the this one magazine. So magazine hash map, magazine hash map. So hash map has been created. Now what we need to do? We need to find whether the ransom node, whether this string can be constructed using magazine. So we need to iterate over these, because we need to find, because it could be some extra letter. It could be here like a F might be contains five times, right? So we don't need to run over the magazine. We need to run over the we need to run a loop over the ransom node. Correct. So for key comma value in ransom node dot hash map dot items we need to find in this. Now we need to find, okay, so first we is a first we find whether a is in magazine or not. So we need to find if key in magazine hash map or not in. If not, if key not in magazine, if it is not, if not is, then we have to return false, right? And at the end of the loop we can return true. Right, so if key not in, right, so there is a one thing, if key not in, but let's suppose here c could be 4, here c could be 4, so we need 4c, so key is there, but we need to check the value as well, because here we need 4c, it has only 2c, so in this case as well we can't construct ransom node, we can't construct ransom node string using the magazine string, right? So we need to check the value as well. So if key not in magazine hash map, or value, this value, if this value less than two, uh, from here dot get particular key. So what it means, let's suppose we found the key, which is fine, and other with, let's suppose c, so c is there, so this is like fine if key not in, but key is there, then it is checking the second condition, because any one of the condition will fail, then it will have to return false. So if key not in, then it is well, but this is getting passed, because c is in that magazine hash map, or we need to find if value in C, value of this, we already found the value, so we already found the value of, we need to find for the particular. So how we are going to extract, dot get operator. So value less than whatever the value we need, right? That value, no, this value should be if value is greater than, or value is greater, so whatever the value we need that is greater than the one which is in the magazine, then we have to return false. So let's try to run it. So our sample case has been accepted, and let's try to submit. So our solution has been accepted, right? But we can do this in one more way, because here we are using two hash maps. So we don't need to use the two hash map, because what we can do is, so basically we don't need this ransom node hash map, right? We just need this one magazine hash map, because what we can do is, now we have only one, we need one magazine hash map, so we don't need the ransom node hash map. We can remove this. We don't need the ransom node hash map, we can remove this. By this way you can save some space, right? Now what we can do, because anyhow we are running a loop, so anyhow we are running a loop, so what we can do is, instead of running loop on the keys, on this, we can run a loop on this directly. Okay, first we check a, we found a, we will check if a is there or not. As soon as we find, we will subtract in this. Now second a, is it there, then we are going to subtract it, now it's become 0. Now b, we found 1b, let's subtract it by 1. So by this way, we can approach. So here in this case, we don't need two hash map. What we can do is, for character in ransom node, so we are going to check one character one by one. So basically we don't need this hash map. We are just like looping on this, right? So first is a, we will check if character not in not in magazine hash map. If it is not in, then we need to return false. Return true. But that is not only one condition, because like I said, like let's suppose if there are like C, right? But character is there, then we need to check the value as well. If character not in character not in magazine hash map, the or what we need to do is or the value, then how we are going to get the value? Dot get for particular correct is equal to 0. If value equal to 0, then we have to return false. Otherwise, what we will, if we found that and the value is like even greater than, we need to subtract it. We need to subtract it. So let's try to run it. Because by subtracting, once it is going to reach 0. So let's try to submit it. So by this way, now we can save like some space. All right. So that's the easy question. Like we can do by like either way. You can create two hash map and then check value by value. Like if we have the minimum count, then we can return true. Otherwise, we are going to return false. Or you don't need this hash map. We can just iterate over like key by key. But in that case, you need to update this hash map, because as soon as you find one key, you will subtract it. You find another key, you subtract it. So at one time it will become 0, and if there is another a and it's 0, then we are going to return, because there is 0. We need at least one value. So that's why we are checking if any point we found 0 and we need a character, and for that character its value is 0. It means there is no entry left, then we are going to return false. So that's it. At the end of the video, you can also try. It's easy question. Thank you.